Hey, welcome to Joseph's Reserves. I'm Joseph, and over this past weekend, I actually went to my first coin show. While I was there, I spent most of my energy looking for bulk Indian cents, and I actually got these two half roll packages and these flipped up Indians. So, what we're gonna do is pull all these out, organize them, check them to my album. We're gonna see how many we can get filled in and how many we can upgrade and see what our album looks like then. Let's take a look at what it looks like now. So I do have the first year Flying Eagle, a couple of the copper nickels, and then my collection starts at 1881 of the bronze. It starts at 1881, and I have a few missing, and it goes all the way into 1899. So I'm hoping to fill up most of this last page and maybe even get some from this page. But let's see what we can do. All right, I've got them all laid out by date. It looks like we have the entire set starting at 1897. So 1897, 1898, 1899, 1900, 01, 02, 03, 04, 05, 06, 07, 08, and 09. I did double check all of these 08s and 09s. They are not the San Francisco. I'm going to just double check them one more time. That is the case. They are not San Francisco. All of these are from Philadelphia. In the Indian Head series, they only made two coins with mint marks. It's the 1908 and the 1909, both from San Francisco. Those two, as well as the 1877, are the key dates of the series. So if you ever get a bulk order like this, make sure you double check those 1908s and 1909s. All right, so what I'm gonna do next is go through each of these and get the best looking one and set that one aside. That one's gonna be going into my book. So from there, we'll be able to take a look at each one and see which one looks the best. But until then, I don't want to be grabbing, the top one and putting in my book. So we'll get these top ones, the best looking ones, set aside for the book. All right, so we got our book here. Looks like the earliest one is at 1881. Let's go ahead and take a look at what this looks like. So what we're looking at here on these Indian head cents is mostly right around, right around the front of the headband, or I guess along the entirety of the headband. Let's see what is going on. It's just focusing on the dirt that's on the magnifying glass. There we go. The details in the headband is supposed to say Liberty. How much of Liberty is showing is going to say a lot. Also, how smooth the headband is with the rest of her face and the feathers above the headband. So that's what we're mostly going to be looking at there. This 1881 looks like I do have one here, and it does upgrade. Here's the one I had before. As you can see, there's a lot more wear, even taking out most of the top rim there. 1881 is going to upgrade. Then we have 1899. So we skip all the way to our last page here. Well, that's not 99, that is 90. 1890 right there. Let's take a look at this. So as you can see, it when it's starting to get more worn, you can even see the headband is not even quite defined there. But that's the best 1890 that we had in our book. Yeah, we're still going all the way to the last page, or had in our little set right here. And that is an open spot. It's just going to go right in the book. So, filled one hole so far. Alright, next we have this 1895, which I do have one there. This looks like it might have been cleaned though. Let's see how this one looks. So there's no details in the feathers. Headband, no Liberty. But let's see. This one I have in the book here looks like it might have been cleaned, so I'm going to take it out regardless. I'd say it even does upgrade. Alright, so far 2 upgrades, 1 hole filled. I'm excited for when we get down here because these are pretty much all going to be filled. Alright, 1896. Again, pretty much worn. But we have one in here, so let's see if it upgrades. Man, I would say no. It looks like this one does not upgrade. The details in this are a lot more crisp. You can see some outlining in the headband and a few details in the feathers. We're going to keep the one in the book. Alright, 1897. I do have a few of these, so I don't know if this is going to upgrade. Some detail in the feathers. No Liberty, though. Let's see. Yeah, the one in the book just looks way better. Some detail in the feathers. A little bit of Liberty coming through. You can see it right there. Since that's the first one with Liberty, we'll take a closer look. See some of the letters coming through. Maybe that's the RTY. So we're keeping the one in the book. So far we're still at 1 hole filled and 2 upgrades. Alright, 1898. This one has what I like to call an antique look, so the fields are darker and the details are raised. I love the coins that look like this. So this one even had quite a bit of Liberty showing through. Look at the details on the feathers there. This is a much better condition coin. And it fills the hole. There we go. 1899. This one, we got a few details in the feathers. No Liberty. Headband looks okay. Let's see, in the book we got a spotted one that is pretty worn. And the one in the book you can barely make out where the headband begins and the forehead ends. So we're going to upgrade this. All right, we're at 3 upgrades. 2 holes filled. 1900. Look at the color on this, guys. Super beautiful toning. 1900. Wish there was some more detail on it, but that's the best one we had here, and that toning is just gorgeous. So the rest is going to be fills, guys. So we had 2 fills, then that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Fill in 12 of the holes in our book today. Some feather details. No Liberty. This is the 1902. A little bit more feather details there. You can see a separation in the headband. Maybe a couple half letters there. 1902 going in the book. Oh, I went the other way. Here's 1903. You can see some more of those details, and the feathers starting to come out. Separation in the headband right there. Starting to get some better condition. That's 1903. What was this one? Oh, an upgraded one. All right, 1904. Even more details in the feathers starting to come out. Headband and ears becoming more defined. Still no letters in Liberty. I think the next one or soon is about to be the best condition one of the lot. Yeah, here we go. 1905. Look at almost all of those letters of Liberty. There it is. You see the L all the way on to the left, and almost every single letter of Liberty. And look at those feathers. All right, it's going in the book. 1905. And here's a 1906. Got some good details in the feathers. You see LI right there. Maybe even a few more letters. Definitely can make out LI. 1906. 1907. Oh, you know what? This one might be. This is in way better condition than that. 1905. Look at Liberty right there. Much more crisp Liberty. Feather details not quite as much, but look at that headband, guys. 1907. Then we've got 1908. This one is back to what the condition looked like around the early 1900s. Or at least what we had of the earlier of this decade. No Liberty. Headband is just kind of mixed in with the forehead. That one's going in the 1908 slot. And then we have 1909. I believe this is the only 1909. Alrighty. Let's take a look at what this book looks like now. So we've got almost the entirety of this last page finished. Look at that purple. Oh my gosh, I love that. So we're only missing 88, 92, and 94. And of course the S mint marks there. So if we take a look at these mintages, so you see in 40,000, 50,000, 40,000, the lowest that we have filled on this page looks like this 38. Oh, I was saying thousand. These are millions, guys. 38 million. Right. These even get up to 80 million, 96 million, 108 million. That makes sense that that's our best condition one. And then they dramatically drop off 32 and 14 million. So these ones are almost semi-key dates. Semi-key dates here in the 1908 and the 1909. I don't know how much you guys could have seen it when it was way over here, so I'm just going to do a quick scan again. 96 million, 108 million. But then as you see, this is down to 14 million. The ones we're missing is 16 million, 37 and 37 million. So what other one was it? 38 million. So these are almost, this seems like it might be a semi-key date. But then of course, 1,300,000. Those are obviously key dates there. Anytime you drop a decimal point, or like one digit, like this 1 million, I'd consider that a key date. And this one is definitely a key date. We dropped two digits there on that. So let's look at the rest of the series. You can see it's getting significantly lower. Only 11 million here. 16 million. This one's only 5 million. And as we get down 1878, 1877 is only 800,000. This one is usually even more expensive than the 1909S. Even though this one was minted far less, I believe this had a much higher survival rate. So the 1877 is a lot more sought after. Right, but then in here we're in the low millions. 13, 14, 11. This one's only 4 million, 3 million, 5 million. So these early 70s, late 60s are really hard to come by. Maybe not the 1865 or the 1864, but just because of how old they are, I'd say they're probably really hard to come by as well. And these ones, they did make quite a bit more of them some of the years. 49 million, 36 million. But this is a first year issue, so likely not. It doesn't say it, but this also has no shield on the reverse, the 59, so it's really its own type. And then also in 86, they changed the design so that I don't know if they moved the letters or tilted the way the head looks, but this last feather on the type 2 goes in between in between the C and A. Before that, it went between, if I can get you a good one. Jeez. Might have to go all the way back just to get a good enough one that you could see. On the older ones, the feather went in between the I and the C instead of the C and the A. So that's a good way to tell. Let's say you're looking to buy an 1877. Make sure the feather's in the right spot. Make sure a lot of the details are correct. Those are often faked because of how valuable they are. So this is a Type 2 1866. I'm not sure which of the two are harder to get for that year, but there's also not another spot here, so we might just keep the other one in a flip like this. All right, that is it for my Indian head collection now. So I believe we filled 2 spots and filled 12 spots and upgraded 2 spots. And that's what we got. All right, if you like this type of video, make sure you like the video, but also subscribe to what I have coming up next. I do have a couple album fills when I get bulk items like this, but I also do coin roll hunts as well as silver updates. So if that's the type of content you like, make sure you subscribe. And if you know anyone else that likes content like that, definitely share these videos to them. But most of all, thank you for watching.